us a little bit about yourself and how you came to Rutgers.
I am a transfer student to Rutgers. I spent 5 years out of high school at a local community college, working full-time and going to school part-time to help support the family. I've always wanted to go on to a proper university, however, and after graduating from my community college, Rutgers offered a somewhere close by, and that also provided accommodations were very beneficial to my time here.
And you are graduating this semester?
I am, yes.
And what are your plans after graduation?
I am currently accepted into the master's program here at Rutgers for aerospace engineering, so I'm going to start in the fall there.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's quite demanding. So speak to, if you would, how you learned about the college support program.
In a lot of things academic, I get help from my uncle. He lives over in California, but he's helped me out essentially since my tail end of high school and academics and things. He was the one who pushed for me to get a diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. I only got it when I turned around 18. Didn't have it before then. Anyway, he actually was the one who researched and found out about the college support program at Rutgers, and it seemed very beneficial. And we sat down with one of the directors of the program, a very substantial support. Up until that point, I didn't have accommodations through middle or high school, but I got a few of them from my time in the community college, but this seemed like a step up that would be very beneficial to me.
How would you say the college support program has enabled your success as a student here at Rutgers?
I'd say that the program has certainly helped with my time management skills and scheduling. It's very beneficial to have a coordinator that I can go to once a week who will look over what I have to do and talk to me about and help me plan for the week ahead and the classes and assignments that need to be done, as well as review what came before, what needs improvement. And the program is a good way to honestly meet more people who on or affiliated with autism spectrum disorder. Following my diagnosis, I can't say that I really cared too much to learn about it or to understand it until I joined this program. I think it certainly offered a new perspective on who I am as a person, and I think it was very beneficial.
Do you take part in the social events and meet regularly with your peer mentors?
I do, yeah. Well, social events, it depends on whether or not on how busy I am. I'm in aerospace engineering classes. It's sometimes difficult to get out here to some of the events, but I do regularly meet with peer mentors, and it is certainly nice to have someone to talk to on a regular basis about things we have in common and college life in general. So yeah, it definitely helps, or at least is a nice addition to.
So I know Dr. Menente has spoken very highly of your role in taking part in the neurodiversity task force that he chairs across Rutgers University. Can you speak to how you feel about your participation in that particular initiative?
It certainly is. I'm glad to provide a more, I guess the term would be boots on the ground perspective of the advertisement and marketing of the RCAS and the. I do enjoy it. It's nice to provide some insight to something that is certainly important. I'm glad that this program is getting more recognition. It really does. It helps me. It helps a lot of people that I know in it, and I think it would benefit to expand its operation to as many people who need it as possible. Accommodations at Rutgers, while good, they only go so far in a lot of aspects in this place, the college support program, and it really goes that extra mile. So it's nice to work to help out with that in the meetings.
What would you say to incoming Rutgers CSP students?
I think the big takeaway is everyone is here to help you, and it requires you to tell people that you need help. And sometimes, from personal experience, it is very difficult to say to someone, I need help with something. And this program relies on that kind of, well, this program can certainly help you, but you must, in that regard, meet them halfway to bring your troubles forward so that they can, and they do help people here. They help very well. It's important to keep that in mind.
Do you have any particular examples of how they've helped that you can share?
This kind of comes back to that previous statement. Before I came to Rutgers and the college support program, I didn't think too much of my condition, and because of that, it honestly did kind of hinder me. I was embarrassed to talk about it. It was difficult for me to, in classes in the community college and just in day to day at my job or whatever, approach someone and say, I'm sorry, I didn't get this. I'm autistic. It's hard to talk to people, or it's hard to to do whatever it is you asked me to do, or I didn't quite understand what you wanted me to do. And being here, being a part of this program, it has certainly helped. The work of the coordinators and the people that I've spoken to, it's helped to be more open about it and to state and to know my limitations, and also but let other people know of my limitations, and it's helped a lot. The that knowledge gained from the program has helped a lot in particular classes, off the top of my head, being able to approach professors and TAs and asking them for help for these things, and to open dialogues with them.
Would you say it was a relief when you were diagnosed at 18?
The thing that comes to mind when I think of when I was first diagnosed, it was the tail end of high school. This was again at the behest of my uncle that I do. So there had been some family related back and forth on whether or not I, was, but I got the tests. It came back positive, and it sort of acts as a retroactive explanation. That's the one. That was the big thing that stands out in my mind, is that it acted as an explanation as to why I, acted the way I did or reacted to things, and it was nice to. I get it. There was some comfort in the fact that there was an explanation for it, but then afterwards I sort of pushed it aside as much as I could until I came here. I'd say I was a lot more embarrassed about talking about it back then. I didn't. There was a handful of people who actually knew, and they were all close family members and a doctor. So yeah, when I first was diagnosed, it was a combination of understanding and just pushing it aside, I think, is the way I describe it.
So
Yeah.
this community center was built a couple of years ago, as you know, with the intention of being a safe, welcoming, inclusive space for neurodiverse individuals and the neurotypical community. Do you come here often, and have you found that to ring true?
I come here regularly for my meetings with my coordinator for events. Occasionally I'll have meetings like with the task force, or in this case, this meeting. And it really, I suppose, comfortable is a word I would use to describe this place. It's very relaxed. it's a comfortable place to sit in. It's rarely loud. It's never too bright, I guess is the word. One of the things I have is I don't know, I have sensitivity to bright lights
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, and for the most part, especially out in the main lobby, is very, it's a comfortable place to stand and to sit. It helps that I know a number of people here, so that someone usually says hi and we catch up. Yeah, overall, I would say it's a very good building for what for its purpose. I think they did a very good job in its creation. Plus, if you get bored, you can look up and admire the interesting woodwork that they have out in the lobby. It's fascinating. It's like a leaf that they sort of made bigger. It's I don't know. I'm not an architect, but it's cool looking. I know what I think is cool looking, and that is cool.
Anything else you would like to add? And do you feel that upon your impending graduation, you can still always call this place a second home?
Oh yeah, certainly. I can. This is a good place to come to, regardless of whatever time in my education I'm in. I certainly enjoy the building and the people who work here.